Welcome back to GTU. All right, it is time to set your tone for your zone.
Alignment coach Shantel Reitz joining us on this Mindful Monday to talk about how we can get into that zone.
Right.
To set an intention for the day?
It's not even just for the day. You can use this in different times of the day, and it actually helps me to reset. So let's say I woke up and I just had an off morning. If I know I'm meeting with a client, I can go in before I meet with that client and reset myself before I walk in those doors. So this is one of my favorite things to teach because it's such a great tool to use. I just keep notes in my phone. And I just have predetermined little paragraph that I can read myself for the different situations that I find myself in most often.
I love that this is your topic today because 2023, for me, my theme for the year is intention, just to be very intentional. And even over the weekend being sick, I was really hit with, I need to streamline. I need to simplify. I've got too much on my plate. I'm going to let a lot of things go and just focus on what's, really essential. And I want to be very deliberate. So what do you say? Maybe you just wake up on a Monday. Is there a mantra to get you through that day, through that week?
So yeah, typically I'll wake up and I have, my own little morning routine that I'll work myself through. And it does involve some meditation and some intention setting for the day. How do I want to show up for the day? What are the things I want to let go of? How am I going to be with my family, with my children, with my clients, all of that stuff? And so I can do that every morning, but that doesn't necessarily mean that feeling carries with me throughout the day, right? Like I may have, an instance in traffic that makes me frustrated, and I don't necessarily want to come home and bring that frustration to my family or, take it into an appointment. So really, whenever I'm walking into a new situation for the day, I actually just keep them in the notes in my phone, and I just have them pre-typed out. And so I'll pull into a parking spot or into my garage before I get home and just read through what am I walking into and how do I want to show up in this moment.
Maybe take that 15 seconds to kind of align or center.
Yeah.
But then are we creating these paragraphs on our own, or can we take little bits and pieces? Like, how do we even start with that mantra?
So I would just start out with how do I want to feel in this situation, and how do I want to present myself and my energy? So I use the situation with my kids because that's a really good one. And our time with our kids is super volatile. Sometimes things are really good, other times we're frustrated and angry, such as life as being a parent. And it's just a little reminder for me of this is how I want to step up and show up in the most of my interactions with my children. So when I find myself in a space where maybe I'm not in the way that I know that I want to be, I can take a step back, take myself back to my little paragraph, my mantra, read it again a few times, and just step back into that situation with the intention that I want to carry.
I love that you give yourself the permission to do a reset. It doesn't have to stay if you find yourself in a negative, maybe frame of mind. But also, you're going to want different energies based on the situation. You say when you're going to be speaking, you're going to be presenting. That's a very different energy that you're wanting.
Exactly. So I just know ahead of time when I'm presenting or speaking, what is the energy I want to carry? I want to be open. I want to be a conduit. I want to be able to present the things that people need to hear. And so I want to clear myself of anything else going on, before I walk into that space. And how do I want to present and be?
How has that helped you? Because life throws you all sorts of curveballs. Does it help you keep in your mindset, or help you shift when you need to?
Both. Yeah, I think it's really both. And like you said, there's different situations. We want to show up with different energy in different places. And sometimes life does throw us those curveballs. I may have a struggle getting my kids out the door before school, and it seems to be a constant fight or a battle. And that's not necessarily the energy that I want to take with me into my next segment for the day. So I can use this as a tool to align myself in that moment and to get clarity with my kids in that moment. But I can also use it as a tool before I walk into my next appointment or my next meeting, that I can just reset right in that moment.
It's such an easy way to do it, too. So take those little buzzwords, take your favorite quotes, and put them in that note on the phone. All right, if you want to go to Shantel's retreat, it's happening September 8th through 11th in Bear Lake, and we get $100 off when we use promo code GTU Retreat. What a generous offer.
Thank you.
And what a great place and great time to do this retreat in September. You're also on Facebook, Shantel Reitz, on Instagram, and on the web. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. What a great message. All right, coming up next, it is never too early in the morning for cookies.